You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Black and white sports fans, let's talk about the WNBA. Now, I believe that the only reason why anybody knows that the WNBA playoffs are going on right now is because of this channel. We did several videos on the WNBA, mainly talking about the Phoenix Mercury. They were kicked out of their home arena for concerts and Disney on Ice because the WNBA does not generate good revenue. They actually lose money every single year. The only reason why the WNBA is still around is because the NBA actually supports the WNBA financially. Without that, the WNBA would have went under probably within the first couple of years of their existence. And still, here we are. I believe this is the 25th or 26th year of the WNBA. And the league is still not profitable. Nobody cares about the WNBA. However, the playoffs are going on right now. And one thing that has been an issue for the WNBA for many, many years, I'm assuming going all the way back to the beginning, is travel. Now we know that the NBA, the players in the NBA, they travel around in luxury, chartered flights. Some teams probably have their own private plane, and the players are pretty comfortable because they generate the revenue. The WNBA does not. So now that the playoffs are going on, travel is an issue again for the WNBA. You can see here, Sun Sky coaches frustrated with commercial flights during WNBA semifinals. Yes, the WNBA has to fly commercial, just like the rest of us. They don't have the honor of flying in private jets or anything like that, or chartered flights like the NBA. And the players, the coaches, they're pretty frustrated about this. It says here, the head coaches for the Sun and Sky each expressed frustration Thursday night following Connecticut's Game 2 win over Chicago. I didn't even know that Chicago had a WNBA team, but I'll move on. With the lack of resources to help their players travel comfortably during the WNBA semifinal series. Sun coach Curt Miller said his team must separate into 3 different commercial flights to Chicago, going through 2 different airports on Friday to avoid having any players in middle seats ahead of Sunday's Game 3. Sky coach James Wade said his team is leaving Connecticut at 3 a.m. and will also be on 3 separate commercial flights. Quote, "That's what this league goes through," Miller said. "That's what these amazing women, the best in the world, go through. I mean, it's just the nature of it. Sun guard Jasmine Thomas had it. We wish we could charter a flight. I think that's something that's been in the conversation for years, is being able to do that, especially during the playoffs. But because we can't, we just got to take it. Both teams are going through similar things, so it's not something you can really complain about." The semifinal series is tied 1-1. Game 4 is set for Wednesday in Chicago, with Game 5, if necessary, back in Connecticut on Friday. So there you have it. These teams are taking 3 different commercial flights because the WNBA doesn't allow charter flights. Why, you may ask? Very, very simple. Very, very simple. It's called profits and losses. The WNBA loses on average $10 million per year. I'm going to say that one more time. The WNBA loses on average $10 million a year. So they're not going to spend money on this kind of luxury. They're not. And remember, they are subsidized by the NBA. Okay? Now, this is from earlier this year. They were actually talking about the travel here. It says here, travel has been an issue for years in the WNBA because the league doesn't use chartered flights. Teams flew coach or were bused from game to game on the road. So they were actually taking buses too. At times, that led to major issues. In 2010, the Las Vegas Aces forfeited a game after a 26-hour travel day And the Indiana Fever had a similar problem back in 2015. The 6'8" Brittany Griner was forced to sit in a middle seat in coach on her way to last year's All-Star game. In the new deal, they're still not flying charter, but players also now guaranteed their own individual hotel rooms on the road and will have mandatory upgrades from coach on flights to Economy Plus or Comfort Plus. So they are getting the same seats that me and you are getting. And it's just that simple. The WNBA does not generate revenue. They just don't. Think of this, guys. The Phoenix Mercury, who has one of the larger fan bases in the WNBA, they were kicked out of their arena twice. And you know what? It actually may be a third time because they may actually get kicked out for an NBA preseason game. These WNBA players need to focus on growing their sport in popularity. Now, for the most part, guess who actually watches WNBA games? It's actually men. It's not women. They need to get more women to actually watch their product, but women overall don't care for the WNBA. They just don't. Majority of the fan base is still men. That's just the way it is. But the WNBA, they want to go woke. And when you don't generate any money, going woke is definitely a recipe for going broke. Now, the NBA, right now, they can afford to actually go woke, but their ratings are going down, 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 and down. And they're going to be renegotiating a new TV deal with the broadcasters out there. They're probably not going to get as much money as what they hope, because when you get woke, you go broke. And the WNBA is super duper woke. I mean, this past season, a lot of teams were just walking off the court during the playing of the national anthem or didn't even show up. Fans do want athletes to be patriotic. The WNBA still doesn't get it, still won't learn. But this is not a surprise. They need to do something to generate revenue. They need marketable players, and they just don't have it. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to Black and White Sports, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.